Hello everyone, welcome to the 101% podcast where we talk about mindset, motivation, discipline, how to always push yourself, how to become a beast and how to defeat struggle. This podcast will help you to get a better life, that's 101% for sure. I'm your host Joakim and together with me is the co-host and my sister Annika. Welcome to this podcast.
Hello Joakim, how are you today?
Hello, I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
That's awesome, I'm good as well. How is your energy level? Let's say on a scale from 1 to 10.
11.
That is awesome, as expected actually. That is good. How has your day been so far?
Yeah, it's been great. Wake up, did my push-ups as always. And after that, did some recording together with you about your story. Very interesting story.
Thank you. And we're about to get ready to hear yours. In today's episode, Joakim is going to tell us his story. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Let's get started.
Thank you. I am a man from a little island named Gossen, and I gonna be 38 years this year. I hope so. So I grown up in this little island on the west coast of Norway. First it was me and my brother, my mom and my dad. I have great parents and it was a very good childhood. I am 2.5 years older than my brother and we have always been very close. Brothers and best friends. Always hang around and a lot of fighting with each other when we was young also. When we have problem we fight and a little bit after we became friends. All the time, but we have a very good relationship and have done so much funny things together. I am 11 years older than one of my sister and 12 Annika. We very love our sister so much and spend a lot of time with them and used to take care of them when our parents was away. So when I was young, I was very active also. Yeah, I play football all my childhood and when I was 13 years old, I started to train with weights. Me and my brother buy a boat and we start fishing, fish, crab, lobster. Was on the fishing all the time, yeah. And we did sell the fish and the lobster and get money. And when I was 13 years old, I started to work at a shipyard who also build boats. So every Saturday, I used to work and all of my holidays also. So it was a very busy life. I like to stay active. When I was 16, I went 2 years on the school about learn to become a fisherman. So when I was 7.5, I started working as a fisherman on the sea. Yeah, it was great. A lot of work, hard working, but it was good. You work for some months and then you have some months off. You get good money and it was a great life. And didn't start to drink before I was 16. And it was so very funny. When I work at the sea, get a lot of money and a lot of free times. So when I was home, I started to party a lot, in the weekends, and it became more in some middle of the week also. Very funny party with my friends. And when I became 20 years old, me and my brother and our friend have heard so much about Thailand and Pattaya. That's the most funniest place in the world. And we decide we're gonna go there. It's very excited and we fly down, land and come to Pattaya and it was amazing funny place. It was so warm, good weather, the food was good, very funny and great people, safe place, and of course the funniest place in the world to party. So it was out partying every day in the bars and a lot of beautiful Thai ladies also. So that was very good experience. Yeah. I remember I wake up and I sit in some bar and I think, I just find heaven on earth now. I would like to move here. So after 2 weeks, we traveled home again. And me and my brother, the only thing we could think about was Thailand. So I went to the bank, take a loan, 50,000 Norway. And we went down there after 2 weeks again and spent it all away. And after that, we decided we're gonna move to Thailand, me and my brother. So we moved down there and start to travel all around in Thailand. And it was so funny. We was so excited that when we traveled to Thailand, we sit on the airplane and we think, hope the airplane not crash now. If it won't gonna crash, I hope it do it when we come back, not now, because I just want to experience this one more time. And it was so funny. And me and my brother lived there. And after that, many of our friends and people around other island and our island came down and started to live there also. So it was a lot of friends. And it was funny. We travel around, go to the beach, drive motorbike, and stay a lot in the bars. So beautiful, those Thai ladies. My favorite ladies in the world is Thai lady. So beautiful, nice, feminine, and so nice skin, light brown, and very funny to talk with. And so I like that. So we stay there and we lived there for some years. For first years, yeah, was very funny. It was like heaven, but a lot of drinking, yeah, because you have bars everywhere in this city and a lot of friends. You had money and free time. You drink more and more, and it became a habit, yeah. So the first 4 years was very fun, but after that, I became addicted, yeah. I became addicted to alcohol, so I started drinking all the time. So that was not so good. It was funny at the start, but after that, it became a nightmare. So then my habit was wake up, and for breakfast I used to take 8 beers in 1 hour. Was my breakfast. Was hangover, so I just start to repair and fix myself. So drink eight beers for breakfast, and start to get in the moods again, and just start to drink all day, all night. And it was same like this one every day. It was a nightmare. And yeah, I feel I wouldn't drink anymore, yeah, but couldn't stop, yeah. So it was tough, yeah, tough life. It's nothing I can would recommend anyone. So you start to get cold, yeah, and your feelings go away. You not feel anything, and everything is bad. Yeah, you not in a good place in life, and you not have it good with yourself. But when you drink, yeah, you not feel so much, and then you feel better. Yeah, that's why you drink and drink. You just run away from your problem. Yeah, and and then I worked 2 months, and then I stayed back in Thailand. I think, I'm not gonna drink now, but I just started to drink the first day, and then it was every day like this. Could not stop, and it was a nightmare. And much of crazy thing happened. And I tried to stop, and my family want me to stop. I want to stop too, but it was not so easy. And I always been very, very strong in my mind, and I usually can do everything I say I can do. But about the stop alcohol, I didn't have a chance. If you want to get away from alcohol or drugs, you have to go in rehab and learn to think in new ways. You cannot stop by yourself if you have become an addict. So it was much pressure from the family and things. And after a while, I got a daughter, and that was very fun. She was born in Thailand. She was born in Pattaya, and very happy for that. I had planned about stop drinking then too, yeah. And I stopped for some days and weeks, and I just start a little bit again, and then could not stop, yeah. So it was a nightmare, yeah. So much crazy thing happened, and you're tired all the time, and you became a very selfish person. Yeah? So you don't feel anything, you don't care about anything, so you just want to drink, yeah. So I stay 1.5 years in Pattaya, and and after that I break up with my wife, and I took my daughter, and when I took my daughter back to Norway for live here. It's better for she to live in Norway. I was so very alcoholic then that I have to start go to rehab, yeah. I have to up with the white flag. Yeah, I give up now, I give up. So then I was on the bottom or at the top in my drinking career. It depends on how you analyze it. So then I have a lot of debt because I have borrowed a lot of money to credit card, so I can continue my drinking. So then I moved back to my parents again, back in the boys' room again. So I lived there, and I was in the rehab for 4.5 months. I just stay in the daytime, and in the afternoon I come back, yeah. So that was very good. I went in a place in Molde, very good place. We used the 12 steps model, and it was a very great way. So I work about myself every day. I have to learn to think different, to learn to appreciate my life again, and little by little, yeah, my feelings come back and the joy of life start to come back, yeah. And before I start in this rehab, I think I gotta do this for my daughter, because I want to give her a good life, and also for my family, because it's a nightmare for your family also. When I am addicted alcoholic, it's like a tornado against your family, yeah, because it's so heavy for they worry for you all the time, and it's so many other people you get it tough because of you. One person can make it so tough for so many other people in your family. So I start to build myself up again, training and work hard, work about my personal development. And after 5 months, yeah, in rehab, I start to work again, yeah, at the sea. I start to pay back debt, credit card, and after 1 year, I buy an apartment, yeah. So me and my daughter moved there. And from I come home from Norway, yeah, I worked 2.5 years on the sea. And then I would like to stay with my daughter all the time. When I work at the sea, my family take care of my daughter. So it was 1 month working and 1 month home. So then I start to work onshore on a store at my island. So it was a great life with my daughter. It was so funny to live with she and see what was the biggest motivation in my life. So we have so much fun together, look movie, take trips, bicycle, out in the forest. So it was great to live with she. So happy. So she have given me a superpower. Then I did work at a store for 1 year. Then I started work in a shipyard for 5 years. They also built bolts. And then I work at the Nyhamna gas plant on my island for 2 years. I did drive wheel loader and work about transport on the plant. For 2 years ago, I started on kickboxing. I actually think I'm gonna start at kickboxing when I quit my job. But then I think, I just have to start. And now I have trained kickboxing for 2 years, and now I just stop my job. So I'm happy I start before, not wait for something to happen. 1st October 2024, I did just quit my job and went all in on this podcast, yeah. I sold my apartment and invest the money in myself now, so I can build up my podcast business together with you, Annika. And now I move in with my other sister, yeah, not so far from this island, but on the right side, so I don't need to use the ferry boat all the time. Easy to go to the city. So now I work all the time on my business, spend good time together with my daughter, and usually train 5 times every week now. And I have been sober now for 11 years, and it's great. I'm so grateful. Every night before I sleep, I'm so happy I can lay down in my bed and be sober. And when I wake up next time, I'm so happy I am sober, and I can go through my life to be sober and know what I do all the time. Had my head with me, and I'm not so tired, and I get so much out of life, and I can experience life how it really is. Because when you drink, it's just fake. It's just escape from your life because it's not real. So my future plan now is to build up this podcast business with you, Annika, and in the future we will try to get a lot of money on this business, and also on other businesses as well. And I will work as myself and continue my personal development. Always try to be a better person in all the importance area. Try to be as good father as I can for my daughter, good friend, good colleague, good brother, good human, and get as much out of life as I can. So it's been some ups and some downs. And it's been a hell of a ride, this life. And I am proud of the race I have run. And I'm very excited for the future. So that was my story.
That is a hell of a ride, and thank you so much for sharing so honestly with us. This is very vulnerable topics you share about your life. I'm very grateful. It takes a brave man to do so.
Thank you for that.
And I think it really impacts me to hear your story again. Of course, I've been a part of it since the day I was born, and we have always talked very closely to each other as best friends and siblings and accountability partners. But there was a period in time where you were at your low that things were difficult in our relationship. It was very difficult to trust you. You were unreliable because the alcohol was in charge of you. And I know you very closely, and all those great qualities you have, you are so honorable. I respect you so much. You always do what you say. You hustle more than anyone, more than everyone. Your work ethic, your morals, you have so many great qualities. And unfortunately, for a little period of time, those characteristics were kind of overshadowed by the alcohol. You're talking about a tornado, how it made you cold, and how it affected us, and it undermined your emotions. And I appreciate you saying this, because I think it's very important for our listeners to hear this story and hear how it has affected you and us, and how this liquor kind of became like a toxic layer on top of you. It made Joakim become less Joakim in a way. And then, of course, comes the turning point. Your daughter is born. You understand that you cannot live your life like this. You deserve better in this life. She deserves better. So as the honorable man you are, you bring her back to Norway. You start rehab. And I am so incredibly proud of you for doing that, because I know that you have a bulletproof mindset. You throw yourself into things. And that is the flip side about this addictive personalities. We will talk more about that. We will dedicate an episode, I think, to that topic. So stay tuned for that. But just to very briefly talk about it, you have an addictive personality, which can really be positive. You throw yourself into the training, into the podcast business, into everything you believe in, and it's really good because you are 101% committed. And now you choose that commitment to be very positive. But back in the days, unfortunately, you fell victim to this addiction that alcoholism actually is. And then you had to go to rehab. As you say, you have to, when it controls you like that, you have to. And as we know, the 12 steps model is about staying true to yourself, believing in something that's bigger than you, and also making amends. I remember in the last period of your rehab, we as a family came into your rehab center one day, and we all sat in a circle, and then you were in the middle. And you had to face us, and we had to face you, and we had to communicate together. And I think that day, I remember it as if it was yesterday. I had written my novel of feelings and statements. And
I think it was 10 pages.
I think so too. I have a lot on my heart. And I did have a lot on my heart back then. And I think that luckily I could communicate that to you as we were sitting in this circle with your fellow teammates around you that was also in the rehab center and the therapists. So I was able to get everything off my chest. I told you that I had been disappointed and this and this. And then you sat there as a man, as a champ, taking it all in. And I think that that has been extremely important and valuable for our relationship, because of course every relationship needs maintenance, and sometimes it needs a bigger effort into fixing the troubles that has been. So that we did that day, we fixed the troubles, we talked about things, and then it was over. I have never been disappointed about those things because we're done, we moved on. And then of course after that I could always trust you, we could always talk about things. So I think this is a very important thing to tell our listeners, that fix your relationship. If you are hurting someone, say sorry. If you're struggling with the bottle, say sorry. Try to fix it. Reach out. There's so many people that can help you. So thank you so much, Joakim. I really appreciate you sharing this with us.
Welcome for that.
And also I was wondering, because I know that the 12-step model often talk about how you need a force bigger than yourself, greater than yourself. How was that for you? I know you are a Christian. Do you feel like your faith became stronger at this point when you were in rehab?
Yes, absolutely. Before rehab, yeah, I always have been Christian. Yeah, always pray for God, thank for a thing. Yeah, give me a lot of strength, help me through difficult period. But yeah, you have to find something who is bigger than you. It's one of the steps, and it can be what you want, yeah. But you have to be. You cannot be the biggest thing in the world, yeah. So people can chose different thing, yeah. For me, I chose God, yeah, and I became more. I became more strong, more spiritual. So that was good for me, yeah. Got
I'm
more
very
close to God and more Christian, yeah. After being in the rehab.
Mhm. I'm very glad to hear it, and it has for a very long time inspired me how your relationship to God is and how grateful you are, how you have it in your everyday routine every single day when you go to bed. When it's dark, you are up in your own mind thanking God for the great day that He has given you. And I think that this says a lot about you, the mindset, and also what you get back. Because what you give is what you get. When you are so grateful, you will be rewarded with so many good things in life.
Absolutely.
I was visiting you in Pattaya many times, and I was just there recently when you came to visit us this summer.
For me, it's my favorite place in Thailand. I've been almost everywhere in Thailand, and everywhere I go and stay, it just goes a couple of days, and I miss Pattaya. Yeah. So I feel home in this place. It's a nice city, and it have everything.
Mm-hmm.
Restaurant, shopping center. You have the beach. You have island outside. It's so short distance to everything, and I know every places, yeah, because I stay there for so long time. And you meet a lot of people, yeah, lot of funny people, a lot of great people.
Mm-hmm.
The food is very good, the weather is very good, and the Thai people, yeah, they is very funny people, and they like to enjoy life. That's one of the thing I miss most about Thailand. That people actually take a break from life, sit down, laugh, eat together, and have fun in their life. In Norway, we are a very stressed people in Norway. We stress all the time. We have so many things to do. We just stress on, go on all the time, and the life just passed. We have something to learn about the Thai. They have many things to do. They also work very hard, have many things to think about, but they are good to take some breaks, sit down, enjoy, talk, laugh, joke. So that's the thing I miss so much, and I so excited for the future when I'm gonna live there.
I definitely get that, and I think that is a great point. I've also met so many great people from Pattaya, and I think that there are many real things that come from it as well. Real relationships, real love, great people, great values. So I think that you have both, but I think it's very important to stay true to yourself. As you say, it was great for a while, and then came the time where it flipped, and then you did the right thing, removing yourself from that place, working on yourself, fixing all those troubles, and getting a much better life.
Mm.
And I remember you told us in an earlier episode that you want to start an orphanage in Thailand. And that's something I have thought a lot about lately. Can you tell us more about why? Where does that come from? I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it's something I think about for many years. So in the future, when my business is up and run, I have done it good in business, and me and my daughter have moved to Thailand, and I have money, yeah, then I would like to give something back, yeah, because of what I have achieved, and I would like to start an orphanage, yeah, in Thailand, because it's a lot of poor people there, yeah, who not have nothing, and some of them not have any chance, any opportunity to get anything out of life. But if I could start an orphanage for small and unprivileged children and give them the opportunity, educate them, make them a safe home, safe environment, they can get a good life and get as much out of life as possible. They have opportunity they never wouldn't have if I had not start this. So I want to start this to make a change for many people and make the life better for them. So that's something I'm very excited about, and I'm gonna do in the future.
I think it's awesome. I'm really happy to hear it. I think this is also what life is really about. We have to give back to the people that need it. We have to help each other out. That is so important, and that's something we are very privileged to do. That is a goal I have as well.
That's a great goal. Maybe we do it together.
For sure. I really believe we will.
That sounds great. A great project.
Awesome. Let's do it. I hope that that is something we can do out of this podcast as well, that we can give back the funds that we earn, that we can give back to the people that need it.
Absolutely. That's something we're gonna do.
I also had another question that I wanted to ask you about, because you were talking a bit about your struggle through this tornado, and I picture many people being in this circle of life. They cannot get out. As you said, you are the person I know that has the best mentality. You are bulletproof. You do everything you say. You have all these goals and you crush it. But as you said, you had no chance against alcohol. It is such a strong force. And unfortunately, many people are victims to this force. They wake up under this cloud all the time. This force is above them. Like, it's, you kind of hate it, but it's also dragging you towards it. So no one that is in this circle is stupid. They understand what they're doing to themselves and to others. But the force is so strong. This is a hard battle. This battle is harder than all of the fights I have in the ring. You know, I say this to the people that I used to work with at a center for substance abusers. The fights that they are going through is so much harder and real than all the fights I put myself in by choice, you know. So all creds to the people that are fighting through these addictions. And I wanted to ask you, do you have an advice for them? If any of our listeners struggle with the bottle, they live under this force, what can they do?
I have one advice. You cannot beat this alone and do it on your own. You have to go in rehab and be there for a while and work about yourself. You have to learn and think new ways, because you cannot do it on your own. It's impossible when you get addicted.
Mm-hmm.
So I absolutely recommend, if someone have a problem with alcohol or drugs, go on rehab and work as hard as you can on yourself, and listen to what they say, the people who work there. Don't think you know everything by yourself. Listen to the people here and do everything they say you're gonna do, and also decide yourself that I gonna change and I gonna beat this addiction. So that's I can recommend everyone who have became addicted. It is your responsibility to take the choice and to go to rehab, and I hope you can do that. So it's good. You can go to rehab, start to be there, and also you can go in anonymous alcoholics and anonymous narcotics. Also, those two is good way to go. Also, because you talk with a lot of people who is in the same problem, and you recognize a lot of problem and challenges they have.
Mm-hmm.
So that's go to rehab and start build up your life again, and decide you're gonna do it the right way. Not just go there, but go there to become a new person and get out of this shit life.
I think those are great words. And I think it is very revolutionary what you say there about the self-talk, because we know from research, I wrote my entire bachelor's degree about this, people going to rehab. Unfortunately, many times substance abusers need several times to come back to rehab. You had one, you made it the first time, the first and only time. And that is awesome. And I'm very proud of you for it. And some people need to go back again and again, and that is totally fine. Very often it is like this. And then I think it is so important, as you say the right things to yourself. You are not a loser if you didn't manage it last time. Try again, go back. This is the only life you get. You are responsible to fix it. Many people blame many other people for their addiction. And unfortunately, many people go through so many rough things in life. There are several reasons to blame for these kind of diseases, but it is your life. You are responsible to take action. So I think you have really great advice here, Joakim, and you kind of give several advice. Go to rehab, and what you're talking about with anonymous alcoholics is often also like a support group. So in many cities they provide it, so it is okay to go there and kind of learn more and talk to people before they are ready to go into a full setup with rehab. Is that what you're saying? Or
Yeah, they can do that. You can go all the time you want. So that's a way to do it, to start to do it. But the best is to start in rehab, and when the same time you go in rehab, you also go to anonymous alcoholic or anonymous narcotics. You do that way, and when you finish with your rehab, it's smart to still going on those meetings.
Right. There is a lot of benefits from a community like that, staying true to your teammates. So you mentioned that it's been a hell of a ride. How do you view your ride now? You are in a good place in life, and when you look back at this, do you have a quote for our listeners about how do you feel now when you've worked your way out of it? And you still face challenges in life, of course, but what is a motto that keeps you going now, or that fuels your energy, or kicks up your motivation when you face struggles?
So a great question. I'm happy I've been through everything I've been through, because that's helped me to make me the person I am. I feel I am very strong in my mind now and can handle everything now. So it's a lot of great things happen in the life, and it's a lot of things have not been great also. But you just learn for the thing and adjust, and you take the experience and you use it for the future life. I'm so happy and I for the life now, and I healthy, everything is okay, head and body is fine. So I appreciate life, and I think more, and I appreciate life more and the most, because I know how life can be when things is hard, and so I very happy for that. Just everyone, as long as you're fresh and healthy, just appreciate the life and just work on yourself all the time to be better and to get as much out of life as possible. You own yourself that.
Definitely. Those are great words. And you have talked a lot about how grateful you are. That is a beautiful value. What are the values that's most important to you? Gratefulness has been something you've talked a lot about, and staying honest to yourself, working on the things that doesn't work.
It's important to be a honest person, a good person. Wish the best for everyone else. Work as hard as you can on yourself. Stay healthy and get as much out of life you can. Try to reach your fullest potential and be a good person, be a good friend, good father, good brother, and focus on the thing who is important in life, and don't care about the noise. Don't gossip. Be real with people, yeah. Don't be fake.
That is awesome. And you stand out to me as a person that is very real. You always stand up for the things that's important to you. You have a great work ethic. You help people. You always turn on the light, bring the vibe up. You do so much good for so many people. And I never hear people talk bad about you, because you are an honest man with great values. So I think that is very inspirational.
Thank you for that. You can decide if you want to have a great day or a great mood, or a bad day or a bad mood. So why not decide you're gonna have a great day and get a good day today, and also good life, good future. Decide for that and you go for that.
That is awesome. That is really great. And I see you do that a lot. You wake up and you're in a good mood. You decide that this is going to be a good day. And when struggle comes your way, you solve it and then you move on. You're not the type of person that go around and hold a grudge for a long time, or build this anger up. Like, you solve it and then you move on. You're done. And without any weight on your shoulder, you go out in the world and create great days for yourself, and that is really inspiring.
Thank you.
Is there a last quote that you would like to say to our listeners about life, something that you have learned from your journey through life?
Life can be tough sometime, but just keep working and it will become better.
That is awesome. Those are great words, Joakim. Really good. And it reminds me about a quote that my kickboxing coach, Elmin, said in a podcast episode he was a guest in. The same boiling water that softens the potato hardens the egg. It's what you're made of, not the circumstances. And
Great quote.
Great one. That is important to remember. So I think we're getting ready to wrap it up. How has it been telling your story?
It's been funny, but it's also been tough and a little bit emotional. My character break a little bit.
But you take it as a man. You are so honest and you say exactly what's on your mind, and you opened your heart for us. That is very brave. Thank you so much.
Welcome for that.
So how is the energy level now? We were at a solid 11 before we started this episode. How are you now?
12 and a half.
That is awesome.
I can go all day.
That is awesome. You are such an inspiration.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us, Joakim. Thank you to all of our listeners for tuning in. Today's episode was recorded on October 12th, 2024, and our next episode will be about a hero's journey. So stay tuned.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram on this podcast account, the 101% podcast. If you like this episode, make sure to share this podcast episode with a friend and review the show on Apple Podcast. Thank you to all the audience for listening. We appreciate you all a lot. Hope that you will come back and listen to our next episode. Until next time, take care and give it your best.